the Hearts of Stone expansion, and last episode ended kind of unceremoniously due to some technical. Literally, the game crashed, and I'm not sure why that happened. But it really didn't matter too much because I think I was approaching the two. If you recall, I was spending a lot of time trying to find um, the trigger for the Ophiri Merchant's quest, and it turns out that this quest is bugged, and it's pretty notoriously bugged. After doing a little bit of research online, quite a few folks are frustrated that they can't complete this quest. And it's not a. I guess it is game breaking in a sense, but it's not game breaking in the sense that you can't proceed with the game because it's really just for some gear, some Ophiri themed gear, and the only solution right now is to bear with me. Bear with me here. I'm looking at my TV here. I just swapped HDMI cables, and I think I might have to change some settings here. But anyways, the Ophiri gear, it's just side content basically, and the only way to fix it is to start a new game, not a brand new game, but like take your existing completion of the main game and just play the Hearts of Stone expansion solo. All right, sorry about that, but okay, we're configured as far as I can tell. So let's go ahead and proceed with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and we're gonna disregard that Hearts of Stone quest. From Ophiri's Distant Shores, and we're just gonna store that away, stash it away for later, and we're gonna go pick up the next secondary quest. We're gonna go after that one, whatever it is in the log. Bye-bye, Ophiri's Distant Shores, and hello Without a Trace. Talk to the herbalist. Witcher has become a synonym for monster slayer in many minds. While accurate as far as it goes, this does not encompass the whole truth, for Witchers take on a broad variety of other tasks besides the slaying of monsters. For example, they sometimes use their superhuman senses to find missing persons, such a lost individual was the subject of the notice hung by a certain Otto Bambear, an herbalist residing in Oxenford. I mean, Oxenford. Which is okay. It's cool. Still got undiscovered locations to stomp out, but I'm so tempted to explore, you know? Heck, I can fast travel right here. Oh, what the hell? Let's explore a little bit here. Let's
surface here, dig their way out.
We have a big tower in the distance, but I'm not thinking that's anything new on the map. I'm thinking that's probably Novigrad that we can see in the distance.
Get him from the left!
Witness me, brother! I live, I die, I live again!
Surrender.
Quartermaster's report. Quartermaster's report from the 25th of the current month. Hunting party went into the nearby woods today. Game there aplenty. Killed 12 does, 8 stags, 32 hares, and 7 boars. Meat will be cleaned, salted, and set to dry in the sun. Hides will be taken to the camp by Zutzer Castle. Before long, we'll beat the bush, shoot some fowl. Hunters have spied pheasant. wild duck and partridge in the area, plenty of everything, really, so hunger should not be a problem this winter. Important, some local hunter wandered into camp, introducing himself as Gavel Matt, sold us a bear hide, top quality, and promised to return with another. As soon as he does, we'll bind him in fetters and burn his heels because there's something damn fishy about him. Lieutenant Von Harrison. Order of the Flaming Rose Armor. Let's see what we have here. I know I got some trash I can drop. Trash. 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 So where does that put me on the map here? We've got an abandoned site here. It's really hard to tell at this bear hunter's encampment, like what You know,
Go, go.
what caused his untimely demise, whether it was a bear that got loose and killed him or whether it was these Fistech addicted knights, and it probably was the Fistech addicted knights, most likely.
Take it easy.
Heck, they're the ones who probably freed the bear so it could attack the bear hunter.
Show me what you got.
The Tale of Berengarth. There once was a young woman named Marlene and a young man named Bartholomew. Bartholomew was so handsome no maid could tear her eyes off him. Every maid in the village, from the fairest to the plainest, yearned to win his favor. Marlene, too, was struck by his beauty, and Sue fell in love with him, as a love as deep as only a first love can be. This feeling was so overwhelming, Marlene realized she could never live without Bartholomew, yet it was her misfortune that by then Bartholomew already had a wife and a young son. Marlene refused to give in to this misfortune, however, and worked long and hard to convince Bartholomew that she was his one true love. In the end, she succeeded, for women possess the gift of persuasion, and many a man has succumbed to their entreaties. Bartholomew's wife refused to accept his change of heart, but Marlene found a way to deal with that as well. Marlene convinced Bartholomew he must get rid of his wife once and for all, and so he chopped off her head. Everything would have ended well with the young lovers living happily ever after had not the crime been witnessed by Bartholomew's 5-year-old son. Marlene saw no other solution than to convince Bartholomew, by now her rightful husband, to dispose of the child like his mother and bury his body next to her so that they might be together for all eternity. Yet this time Bartholomew put his foot down and refused to do what Marlene asked of him. "It is one thing to kill my wife, but to kill my child, the fruit of my loins," he said. He only changed his mind when the lad began to speak loudly and frequently about what he had seen. And though Bartholomew could never raise his hand against his firstborn son, he found another way to deal with the problem. While the boy slept, he snuck into his room, lifted him up, and set him in a coffin, which he then buried under the apple tree in their yard. After that day, strange things began occurring in the area where the couple lived. The trees lost their leaves and stopped bearing fruit. Folk dwelling nearby were hounded by evil dreams. One by one, they fled their homes and farmsteads until only Marlene and Bartholomew were left. One day, Marlene dreamt the boy had awoken in his casket under the apple tree and begun to cry. She yearned to have a child of her own, and such dreams troubled her greatly. She thus took a spade and dug up the coffin. Inside she found the child's body, but his arms or legs were missing. She thought the poor lad must have gnawed them off from wild hunger before he died. The sight of the child's mangled torso so terrified Marlene she reburied the coffin at once and never said a word about it to her husband. They lived together a great many years afterwards, but theirs was not a good life. Bartholomew had changed. He slowly stopped cherishing Marlene and then stopped speaking. He hanged himself on the night of the summer solstice, leaving his wife alone with her dreams. Before she died, Marlene dug up the child's coffin one more time. No one knows where she went and what she did with it. Their lands have lain deserted ever since. No plants will grow there, and no birds sing. Wilhelm and Jacob G.
like him so much. You know.
What? Got anything interesting?
Heck, he doesn't even have that much crown. Say, wow, I have a lot of decoctions I can make. I don't even use these decoctions hardly.
Farewell.
Paying a price. That's a soft gig.
Northern Wind. I think Dimeridium is really what I want on this guy. Holy crap. Really? Jeez. Man. Guess I got a little too aggressive there. I didn't get a quick save in between. Freeing the town of the Rays and going to the elemental to die. Alright, let's get situated here. So we need elemental potion. We need to change our bombs. No, we need northern wind. I guess really Salmon. Igor Desai's journal, no book documenting research undertaken for the dissertation on the workings and construction of golems based on the work of Master Alzur, written by Igor Desai, a student of the Barnard Academy. Only a portion of the notes have survived. Day 134, I came across the remains of a destroyed golem in the swamps outside of Vizima. Words cannot describe the rage that overcame me. The brickmakers who kept the settlement nearby told me this act of vandalism was perpetrated by some white-haired witcher. I had heard the members of that guild were vile whoresons, but to stoop to that. Day 163, the idea struck me that I might find something of use in the Oxenford Academy archive. I managed with great difficulty to cross the Pontar, but once at Oxenford I met with an unpleasant surprise. The academy has been closed. Luckily, I was able to gain entry thanks to the help of a professor acquaintance of mine. Thank you, Slavoy. I thus was able to dig out a few dust-covered beauties in Eureka, near the village of Hedel. There's a tower which purportedly once served as a workshop to none other than Master Alzur himself. Day 164. I made it to the tower. It's inhabited. A rather eccentric gentleman has made it a roost for his flock of harpies. I saw him feed their chicks pork. Inconceivable, but let's return to our core concern. The tower which this loon has turned into a harpy's nest truly might have once been Alzur's workshop. I remember the harpy's nest area now. That means that this might be the very place where he conducted his research into golems. Day 165. It's here, standing motionless in a stone circle. The local peasants think it's merely a strangely formed boulder. But then again, how could such bumpkins ever guess they pass a masterpiece of magic construction on the way to feed their chickens? I've already fastened a lightning conductor. It's a shame there are no druids nearby. If I hadn't slept through my course on meteorological magic, I would summon the storm myself, but as it is, I can but wait patiently or otherwise. 171, day 171. Been sitting on these cold stones waiting for a change in the weather so long my bowels have almost frozen. But it's finally here. I must stop writing now, for drops are falling on my notebook and smearing my notes. The first rumblings of thunder sound in the distance. I cannot contain my excitement. Soon the golems shall live again. And then we saw what happened with people who mess with golems. It doesn't really end very well for them. I'm gonna drop some of this blue gear, I guess. And we'll meditate. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, crap. And put insect oil on. I think it's... There we go.
nest. Best destroyed with a dancing star or grape shot.
Oh man, that was a pain fight. Like, painful. Even though I emerged victorious. Let's go visit this herbalist.
Hey there.
Oh, you can play some Gwent.
Yearning to play a few rounds of Gwent. That ought to set me straight.
He's on board, I can tell. Yeah, let's go with monsters. I don't need torrential rain. Vesemir. Looks like the art of the Gwent cards changed. What does this guy do? Destroy your enemy's strongest close combat card. Wow. That was close.
Hey there. Hear about the contract.
Whew. A taker at long last. Poverty in everyone's lips, but when you've a job to give, no one's eager. Folk are lazy, that's the truth of it.
Stick to the point if you don't mind.
Right. Sorry for the chatter. I'm anxious, is all. Been so long without any word. It's my apprentice, Falkert. I sent him to the Dead White Wood. You know, the forest near Martin Foy's farmstead. I'd run out of Han fibre, see, and the damned stuff grows thick as weeds there.
Let me guess. Hasn't returned.
Yes, no, he hasn't. Please, find him and bring him back safe and sound.
No promises, but I can certainly look for him. Any distinguishing features? How will I recognize him?
You've got to think on that. Well, he's a halfling, as I am. Light hair. Will that do?
It'll have to. So long.
I wonder how much crown this guy has.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, he's got not a huge amount, but it's more than some of the other folks that I've seen.
So long.
There's 2 herbalists here. Got this guy. Is there one outdoors? Maybe that's a glitch. Look for Folkert's tracks in the Dead White Wood using your Witcher senses. Otto told Geralt his apprentice Folkert had not returned from an herb-gathering excursion to the Dead White Wood. Though this was not at all on Geralt's way, he decided to help the desperate herbalist. Something tells me this was not merely on account of the reward on offer, though those knowing only Geralt's surface from ballads and rumors might find this hard to believe. Deep down, he was really a softy. Means that I do have a sense of justice. And it looks like this dude is way far away from where I am right now. So this is the Dead White Wood. I've been through here before. I just kind of thought that it looked kind of freaky. And being that this village was here, I didn't really think much of it. I just thought it was, hey, that's what this village is supposed to look like air day. I mean, it does mention the Dead White Wood, but oh well. See if we can find this halfling's tracks. Okay, now I'm getting off base here. Alright. Not seeing anything, not seeing anything. There we are. We've got something here.
Herbalist's cart. Got some blood here. Blood. Dried. A few days old.
To the town of
Trail's gone
Erde.
cold. Need to look around. Ask. Maybe someone's seen him.
What if it's like a bunch of thieves and murderers in this town and they're just going to cover for each other, you know?
Jude, sharp now. We've company.
Not just company, I'm a
What's
witcher.
brought you to these parts, master? Lost your way?
No. Looking for someone.
Ah, do tell. Perhaps we can help.
What is this place, exactly?
A village? Plain to see?
Abandoned huts is about all I see.
Aye. It's only us now. Young folk have gone off to the city seeking work, and the old have all died. Ain't that right, Judd?
Right as rain.
Looking for someone named Fulkert. Light-haired halfling. Ring any bells?
And don't try me.
Saw a little one round here. Out picking herbs.
Till he got hurt. Ran across a trail of blood. Trail led me here.
It is just as you say. Wolves had attacked him. He fled here seeking shelter. I told him, back to your city, young master. Plenty such dangers hereabouts. But the fool was stubborn. Said he had to pick his blooms aforehand. Ventured back into the woods. And that were the last of him. Heard howling that night. Sent shivers down my spine.
So where are his remains? Wolves would have left something. His boots, maybe.
Didn't go looking. Well, he's too old to go tramping about in the woods.
So long.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure if they're. I think they're selling me straight.
Hey there. Fulkert, your apprentice. I know what happened to him.
Out with it. I've gone near daft with worry.
Found some witnesses. claim wolves attacked him. He survived at first, then went back in the woods to harvest more herbs. His luck ran out.
A treasure, that lad. Dutiful. Mannered. Such a shame. Well, here's your gold. I trust it will serve you well.
That was kind of a... I don't want to say inconclusive, but anticlimactic quest. Geralt did not in fact find Folker, but witness testimony allowed him to establish the halfling's fate. The young halfling had so badly wanted to bring his master the herbs that he had ventured deep into the woods, braving the wolves that hunted there. Though nobody ever was found, it's not hard to guess what had become of the poor lad. Well, okay. And that takes us to... Evil's soft first touches. And it began like this. One day Geralt arrived at the Seven Cats Inn in search of his next contract. He perused the notices hanging there, yet found none to be of much interest, and was about to go on his way when a man came to nail a new parchment to the board. The notice announced a certain Olgierd von Everec, residing in the nearby Garen estate, was looking for someone to kill a dangerous monster lurking in the Oxenfurt sewers. Sounds like a job for me, thought Geralt, and he set off to see this Olgierd and learn more about the contract. Little did he know this was to be the beginning of a great adventure, one filled with both delightful diversions and deadly dangers. And so we're off, guys. And we got a couple of, there we go, undiscovered locations. I'm not going to sweat these. But I'll wrap these up in the next one, or hit them up. Yeah, so even some that extend out to here. Oh! Trying to show off. We're going to Oxenfurt, folks.
Stay out of my way. Oh,
Long live it. Halt! You gotta pay the war levy.
This again.
shut it and pay.
I would say I already paid these guys, didn't I?
Already paid. Once is enough.
Spy. Let's arrest him.
What's going on here?
Reporting the capture of a suspicious individual, sir. A spy.
A witcher'd make as good a spy as you'd make a chaperone. I catch you extorting coin again, you'll go straight to the front. The Eastern Front. And you, Witcher, best give these parts a wide berth.
Thanks. Farewell.
Fuck.
Alright, let's see what we can
Greetings
empty out of
again.
our inventory.
So, you got a job for me, an interesting one.
Show me what you have in stock. So long.
Is there a stash here? Because I might switch to the Griffin gear just for a change up. No, there's no stash here. I'm going to... Let's go with the Woven gear. I've been wearing this for a little bit. Woven steel. Woven armor. Woven boots. Wolf trousers. Wolf gauntlets.
Why there? What for? Life kick you in the arse? Had enough? Terrible beast crowd to see us down that way. Best of all altogether. Devoured dozens of maidens, folks say, and many a ball fighter's gone in and never come out.
Let's go with a torch here.
Boot prints. Large. A man's most likely. Thought only women came looking for the cursed prints. A woman's prints alongside. Single set. She came alone.
She came alone. Looks like there was 2 sets of prints to me. Alright, so that just told me we have a lot of drowners down here. So let's get prepared.
Slash wounds made by a blade. No monster did this.
Oh, no, you don't. Hear me? Don't you dare.
What the world is going on here?
Please, don't do this to me.
Shani?
Geralt?
What are you doing here?
I'm trying to save his life. Help me.
Shani, calm down. He's dead.
I'm sure something can be done.
Let it go.
Damn it! All for nothing.
You did all you could.
Thanks, Geralt. It's, good to see you.
You too. Lost track of you after I left Vizima. Where'd you go? What have you been doing?
Long story short, I've been treating the sick and wounded, as always. Mainly at my clinic in Oxenfurt.
But in Redania, I'm called on to help the army at times as well.
I'll want to hear the long story long, too.
Sure. But, once we're out of these sewers...
Redanian army force you to come here, too? Or are you just down here for a pleasant stroll?
Got our orders this morning. I came down here with a whole unit, but... something attacked us.
What attacked you? Get a good look at it?
No. I started running as soon as it appeared. It was huge. Spat venom and made these slurping sounds. That's all I know.
Doesn't sound like a major necrophage or a pack of drowners.
No. This was one thing. Big, but one. Somebody threw a torch at it. Monster couldn't have cared less.
All right. Not afraid of fire. Good to know. The soldier. He's someone important to you?
His name was Knowles. Supposed to go on leave next week. Now he won't. Nor will the rest of his unit.
How many were they?
A whole squad. 6 brave boys. All dead.
Why'd they send you down here? Only if it's not confidential, of course.
I need a venom sample. From the beast that prowls these sewers. It doesn't just kill those who come down here, you know. The water in so many wells is contaminated. Folk are getting ill. Redanian soldiers among them.
Plan to kill the beast. Bring you a sample of its venom after I do.
Nice of you to offer. But I'd rather go with you. Collect the sample myself.
Creature's dangerous. You saw what it can do.
I'm a big girl, Geralt. I can take care of myself.
Well, she was down here by
I'll
herself.
get my way, so don't try and talk me out of anything.
Managed to get this far.
Fine. Your choice. So show me where the monster attacked you.
This way.
Grating's badly bent. Something large struck it, with a lot of momentum.
I shut it as I fled. The monster must have slammed into it.
Glad it held up. Though now we need to find a way around it.
Is it worth searching outside?
Actually, just hoping the monster's blow weakened one of the walls.
I didn't really... I guess I shouldn't have picked that up because that's gonna encumber me. Okay, it's locked.
Careful, monster might still be here. Slash wounds made by a blade. No monster did this. Soldiers from your escort?
Yes. That's them. Vern, Miklas. Oh, poor boys.
Beast doesn't play around, apparently.
They saved my life.
Know them well?
Him, I met this morning. But Vern and I served together at the Battle of Dorian. Miklas only enlisted this Yule.
Sorry.
Once you kill this beast, we'll have to send someone down here to collect their bodies. Give them a proper burial.
What exactly happened?
We came in here and Miklas started looking for tracks. Then drowners attacked. The men made quick work of them. But Franz was injured. His leg. He and I stayed behind. I tried to bandage him up while Nals stood watch. Then that beast appeared. Nals pushed me towards the exit and ran at the monster. I turned around and saw him lying there, covered in a sticky substance. I ran back to get him, then dragged him to where you found us.
Where was the monster?
Well, Miklas and Vern had driven it away from us. And paid dearly for it.
Managed to get a look at what attacked you?
Everything happened so fast. I didn't get a good look, no. Only saw it from behind. I know it was large and slimy.
Gotta look around. Man you patched up, is he here?
Franz? I don't see him. Think the monster might have dragged him off?
Could have. Beast probably crawled in or out through here. It's deep.
Lower level of the sewers has been closed off for years. But Vern, the commander, had a skeleton cube.
See if I can't find it. Got the key.
Redanian Army Orders, Order 1548E, 246, issued by Albrecht Hockenhol. Captain Vern Palak and his unit shall enter the Oxenfurt sewers, where they shall escort field medic Shani on her mission to gather a sample of the venom spewed by the creature which dwells there, and has been poisoning our water supply. If possible, they are ordered to kill said creature.
Good. Let's get going.
Okay.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I can't get down this way. I'll look for something else.
Be careful.
Geralt. Are you alright?
I'm fine. You? How'd you get in here?
I squeezed through those bars. Look, it's Franz.
What's left of him, you mean?
What kind of beast would do that?
Flowers.
Does that mean anything?
Well, means our monster doesn't attack them. Seems they get along with whatever's prowling the sewers. Some kind of symbiosis. Interesting.
What?
Franz had a leg wound, right?
Mm-hmm. Just above the knee.
Managed to apply anything to it?
Yes. Some spirit, but that was it. Why do you ask?
Look, half of Franz's leg is gone. Monster must have chewed it off. Other bodies were untouched, except for the wounds they sustained in battle.
Are you suggesting the beast likes alcohol?
Mm-hmm. Mixed with blood. Doubt we'll learn anything else here. We need to find the lair.
Right behind you.
Odd smell. Blend of alcohol, blood, and monster stench. Must have come through here. Another unfortunate romantic. Came to lift a prince's curse. Found a hideous death instead.
How you like that silver?
Shani, can you get your sample here?
Sure, along with a bunch of dirt, rubble, and drowner droppings. I need a clean sample. From the lair, that'd be best.
Sodden letter. Ronnie, believe it or not, folk are saying there's a prince cursed into a toad wandering the Oxenfurt sewers. I know, sounds like a fairy tale, but Suze from Hilltop swears it's the gospel truth, and Mary Heathers confirmed it. Both say this prince came from a far-off land to court some countess, but her jealous lover grew furious, and since he was a wizard, turned the prince into a toad. They say if any lass finds the toad and kisses its froggy lips, it'll turn from a slimy beast back into a handsome prince. And then it's clear what'll happen. Prince like that's no village lush. He's sure to be honorable and worthy, and he'll take whoever rescues him for his bride. So Ronnie, next time you're in Oxenfurt at market, take a stroll into the sewers. I'm telling you, who knows, maybe you'll walk out of them a prince's betrothed. Your friend, Albertha.
Woman's corpse, soaked in slime. Beast must have left it for later. Monster left via this tunnel.
We'll never make it through there. Need to find another way.
Body's basically intact, just half covered in slime. Hope the wretch didn't suffer. Shotty, watch out. Move! Watch out. Move. unfortunate romantic. Came to lift a prince's curse, found a hideous death instead.
Alright, let's repair this weapon.
Poor woman. She tried to get out. Futile effort. Loads of slime here. Enough for your sample?
It'd be more than enough if it wasn't contaminated.
Guess juicy drowners are an occasional treat, too. Redanian soldier. Came down to hunt the beast alone, maybe. Fool.
I thought I saw a ladder on the side there.
Loads of slime here. Enough for your sample?
It'd be more than enough if it wasn't contaminated.
Dead drowners everywhere.
Strange. Seems the monster tolerated them.
As long as they don't get too close, I guess. Lair's gotta be nearby. A woman. Must have come here hoping to find her prince. A woman. Must have come here hoping to find her prince.
Watch out. Move.
Woman, 30 or so. Strange, no visible wounds. Died of exhaustion trying to escape. Terrible way to go.
What do you want, Geralt?
Okay. Okay. Alright, I had to take that in a little bit. Get a little lost here. But I think I got my bearings now. We definitely do need to go through here.
Decaying corpses, slime everywhere, and that stench. This has to be the lair. Fresh and moist. Beast was just here.
I'll collect my sample.
Hey, Kavina, she was able to get her
All the
sample as
tunnels
soon as
and
we get
corridors
here.
converge here.
What now?
Need to lure the beast.
How? We don't even know what kind of monster it is.
But we do know it likes a blend of blood and liquor. Just so happens
Blood
I've
and
got some
wine.
alcohol on me.
Well, I hope you don't plan to cut yourself or...
Relax. Plenty of bodies. I'll use one of them. Sample you collected enough?
Hope so. But I'd still like to get some pure venom. Once you've killed the monster.
To distill an antidote? No use for it once the beast's dead.
Not true. I have a few poison patients on hand. Besides, I can study the venom, test it, maybe discover some interesting properties.
I'll get to work.
I doubt I'd be much help in the fight, but you might need me afterwards. I'll look for a hiding place.
You'd be better off waiting for me up top, or back home.
But...
No buts. Wait in the passage for now if you have to, though I'd rather you didn't. But when the monster shows, you run for the surface.
Fine.
Shani, look at me. Promise you'll stay out of it.
I promise.
Good. Now go hide.
Be careful, Geralt.
What in the world? Even the rats are afeared. Holy crap.
Halavath, Galavekar. Gadarash I'll Woot.
What the world? We're being followed the whole time?
What's going on?
Ah, he's finally come to. And he can speak human, turns out. Started thinking I'd not conversed in common the whole way, except maybe with me reflection in the piss bucket.
Where am I?
On the Albatross, or the Fakbarthoil, as their strange tongue has it. En route to Ophir.
We're going to
I
Ophir?
remember signing on as a sailor.
Oh, you didn't, mate. They dragged you aboard. Seems you killed their prince.
Oh, toad in the sewers. Damn it. Should consider myself lucky, I guess. Could have killed me on the spot.
Depends how you look at it. I happen to know a bit of a theory. I heard them saying they come here on a mission, dispatched by their king to find their prince, lift his curse. Wagered their honor, and that of their families 5 generations back, that they'd bring him home, safe and sound.
And I killed him. Great. So, must think they can save their honor by bringing the prince's murderer back to face the king's justice. Listen, there was a young woman, a medic, red hair. They capture her too?
Don't recall seeing anyone of the sort. You were alone.
Good. Means she managed to flee. Hopefully made it home. We been at sea long?
Dunno rightly. Not that long. Though, on the other hand... But what's it matter, any road?
Matters a lot. If they're hauling me off to hang me, I'm not in a hurry to arrive.
Me? I'm glad to be sailing to Ophir. I hear they got wild horses there. White, with black stripes. Always wanted to see one of them.
Sure they're not black horses with white stripes?
Nay, black horses with white stripes they got in Zanguebar. That I'm sure of.
And who might you be?
Felipe Caligrand at your service. Petty thing, professional fence. And your guide about Oxenford.
Felipe.
We'll have a bit of time.
And why are you here? You kill a prince too?
Well, to their thinking, I had a hand in this one's death. See, I was their guide. Led them down into the sewers. But not until after you'd cut their prince's gut open.
Sorry about that.
Not your fault, mate. When all said and done, could have sat on my arse in the alchemy playing Gwent. Didn't have to brag about knowing Oxenford better than my own breeches.
Tried to break out yet?
Used every ounce of charm I got. Nothing doing. Might be my Ophir is rusty.
My Ophir is non-existent.
Well, we'll be at sea at least a month. Can teach you something that time.
Elkal Orial.
What's that mean?
Told us to shut up.
There's been a misunderstanding. Can I talk to your captain?
Alakal Sorkan, Galabat Kar u Albata Agel.
Quiet, dog. You killed our prince, and you'll pay for it.
Gileam Valar, Kar Varepaner.
You'll be dead already.
Revhag ne Aram e
Vengeance is not ours to reap.
Dorgate ya Alami.
We swore on our honor.
How do I say? Take me to your captain.
Valth Alake ul Igulath.
What?
Elkal!
Vilth.
Vilth, Alke ul Igulath.
Elkal. Inkal avr ikel ugehereven ulviter.
What just happened? What did he say?
Said to sit quiet, and that you'll hang in 2 weeks.
Great.
Give it a rest. No point talking to that lot. All you get's angry gurgles. And they puff up, you notice? Like them fish. What's it they're called?
There anyone here who speaks common?
Ah, there's this mercenary with him. Looks Edirnian to me. He's the one recruited me to show him through the sewers. Oh, and the mage what leads them knows a bit. Heard him talking, but I doubt either will talk to you. How was you? Catch some shut-eye. Not go on flapping me tongue. Got a long voyage ahead.
Sleep's not what I need. Somewhat I want.
Greetings, Geralt. Remember me?
Holy crap, is that the dude in the very beginning that taught me how to play Gwent?
I remember. We met in White Orchard. You're...
Gaunter Odin, known also as Master Mirror. I helped you find your Yennefer. We meet again. And it seems you need my help again. Heard a noose awaits you. That is, if this slop doesn't kill you first.
Is it poisoned?
How'd you get in here?
Long story, it'd bore you. I'd prefer to focus on something more useful, like getting you off this ship. Because you do wish to disembark, do you not?
Yeah, sure. But what on earth could you?
Oh, more than you'd ever expect. I shall help you, Geralt. But before I do, I must know you'll return the favor.
Right. Can't possibly get something for nothing.
Indeed. When all's said and done, I am a merchant. So, do you want my help?
Yes.
It's a deal. Once it's all over, we shall meet at midnight at the crossroads, neath the willows near the village of Yantra. Ah, and I must give you something to remember me by.
What in the world?
What's that?
A mark to show we're associates.
Is this dude a sorcerer?
Who are you gabbing with?
With no one.
Never liked boats. Not one bit. I heave like devils. Make me stomach churn. It'd be prime to sleep through the whole thing.
I guess it's the Gaunter Odin working his magic. Could have come up with a less risky way to free us than to cause a freaking shipwreck.
Didn't bargain for no storm. I fear that means a tidy jump in my fee.
To Ophir get us safe. The king's reward will be generous.
What about the prisoner?
Before the king we must bring him. On doing so, my honor relies.
Can't we just bring your king the bastard's head? Like we're doing with the other?
The other drowned. We could do nothing. We deliver live this one. Apart from all else, the hell the king is sure to condemn him to, I wish to see.
Oh shit.
What kind of hell?
Tarring, slaying, and quartering. This stage for regicide and tales.
never learn.
Jesus.
Zaza!
What in the world? Jeez, this dude is freaking hard. Evil's soft first touches meet Master Mirror at midnight at the crossroads beneath the willows. The Toad Prince. The girl walked up to the edge of the pond, there squatting amidst the fragrant lilies and broad lily pads. She saw a most unusual sight, a small green frog with a golden crown perched on its warty head. Charmed by this curious little creature, the girl picked it up and gave it a kiss. Immediately the little frog transformed into a handsome prince. Overcome with gratitude, he asked the girl to be his wife. Folktale author unknown. Timeless tales always carry within them a grain of truth. The legend of the Frog Prince is no exception, or at least that's what the folk of Oxenfurt wished to believe when they found out a monstrous toad lurked in their city sewers. The women who hunted it in search of romance and a better life, however, found their tales had a most unhappy ending. The creature they encountered was no small, sweet frog, but a bloodthirsty beast who not only did not let them in for a kiss, but instead greedily devoured them and anything else that strayed into its slime-covered lair. Gaunter O'Dim, Master Mirror. Geralt has escaped a great many predicaments, sometimes of his own doing, sometimes aided by others. One of the strength to him by Master Mirror. The Witcher was on an Alfieri ship, held captive and bound for a dale with the gallows. When out of nowhere in came Master Mirror, he reminded the Witcher of their first encounter when he helped Geralt find Yennefer in White Orchard. Now he was offering help as well, this time for a price, in exchange for freeing Geralt from the ship. He demanded Geralt meet him at a certain crossroads. When the Witcher agreed, a strange mark appeared on his face. It was as though Master Mirror had put a stamp on him to show they had entered into a pact, a suspicion later confirmed beyond all doubt. In Shani, Geralt entered the Oxenfurt sewers expecting to hunt down a hideous monster. So you can imagine his surprise when down one of those dank, slimy corridors he ran into Shani, an old and dear friend. Geralt and I had first met this extraordinary young woman years earlier when she was just a cultish co-ed. But by this time, she had grown into a dignified doctor and a fearless field medic for the Redanian army. This latter role had led her and a unit of soldiers escorts to descend into the sewers. Their goal was to gather a sample of the venom spewed by the monstrosity squatting there. Geralt, a gentleman through and through, agreed to help her in her task. I think that's it. I don't think I've met anybody new. Letter from an Alfieri merchant. Werner, Ferner, Perner, whatever be it they call you. No idea have I why the most gracious crown mage, Ahmad, designated all people you as our liaison. The argument that you best know this land, being Nordling yourself, do not, I find, in the least bit convincing, because Erdirn's as much to do with Redania as Zerrikania has with Ophir, namely nothing. But as the wishes of his graciousness are not to be disputed, beseech you, I try to deliver to him this message. Our camp we have staked near Brunvich, a village, in keeping with the orders given us by the court and his graciousness. Knowledge and goods of our land we now share with the local populaces. Sadly, as to their mental capacities, my predictions rightly judged, so I renew my request for permission to travel towards a greater urban settlement, where our knowledge and experience will be better appreciated. Sincerely, Dula Kamani. and I am overburdened, and we are a little bit over 2 hours into the stream, and it looks like I'm on the outskirts of Novigrad. Let's see, I do have some junk I can drop. Huh. Well, looks like I got some undiscovered locations behind me, and there's our quest destination behind us. So, do I have the rest of my weapons and gear? Yeah, I do. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. We're 2 hours, 25 minutes in. I've got a little bit of exploration, I guess, left to do. I'm assuming this is their shipwreck. This is the slave ship or the stowaway ship or prisoner ship that I was on, and I can search this for some loot here. But 2 hours, 26 minutes in, that's kind of where I want to keep it, a little bit longer than I wanted. I'm supposed to meet Master Mira at midnight. And, yeah, we'll go from there. But first things first, when we come back, I'm going to hit up these undiscovered locations that are nearby, and then proceed with the quest, Evil's first soft first touches, and meet Master Mira. So this is going to be the wrap-up for Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Witcher 3 Hearts of Stone, Episode 4, and we'll catch you in Episode 5 tomorrow. Alright, guys. Peace.